Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Friday, March 15th. We're 2 days away from St. Patrick's Day celebrations, and we've already started getting the studio ready. So we're going to look at an album today that I just discovered when I was going through looking for some music for St. Patrick's Day, and boy, am I glad I did. It's a classic. Just before we start with the album, I just want to remind you, if anybody was interested in the Dropkick Murphys live feed on St. Patrick's Day from Fenway in Boston, to go on their website, get the official link on there. And again, great concert, great price, no hassles, you got it made. Now, today's album, if you've watched the show for any length of time, you know we're big fans of the Chieftains. And St. Patrick's Day, I often trot out the Chieftains Van Morrison collaboration was one of my favorite albums, and it's one that we've looked at a couple of times. Over the last year, I've had a couple of other Chieftain albums we've featured where Chieftains did duets with other groups or other performers. And I always enjoy these because you get to hear the Chieftains, but you also get to hear these other artists performing with them, and it's great when you put those two together. And I've got another one of those today. Now, what makes this one special, special for me anyways, and special for my fellow Canadian viewers, and I'm going to say North American viewers, and hopefully for you international viewers as well. Thanks very much for watching the show. It's an album called Fire in the Kitchen. Now, back in 1997, Chieftains touring Canada. They're down on the East Coast. And didn't intend to do any recording or put an album out, but it says here they had originally didn't intend to release, but they unexpectedly ended up recording with some of our Eastern talent. Now, there is a tradition down that way, these impromptu concerts that pop up in people's houses, and they're known as kitchen parties. So we got Fire in the Kitchen here. Now, we've got some of the best of the East Coast Canadian musicians on here. Some of them you may be familiar with, some of you may not. Chieftains are playing on every track. It was recorded in October of 1997. Mainly in the area of Halifax and Cape Breton, which are both part of Nova Scotia, on the far east coast of Canada. Excuse me. Okay, so let's take a look and see who's on the album and the tunes they're playing. Now we start off with Madame Bonaparte, Devil's Dream and Mason's Apron, a medley with the Leahys, a very familiar name for Canadians here. The Innisagai, and it's the Rankins. Now, these are two very familiar names for East Coast music. Now, the next one, Luca Loney with Great Big Sea. Now, we've talked a little bit about Great Big Sea before. Two of the people that really stand out are Sean McCann and Alan Doyle. You may have heard me mention him a couple of times. Alan Doyle had an association with Russell Crowe. They did the Crowe-Doyle songbook, and as well, Alan Doyle produced one of Russell Crowe's albums. So there's no stranger to that kind of music that we've talked about already. Alan Doyle now on tour. If you get a chance to see him, great to go out. This is the band that Doyle and McCann had together called Great Big Sea from Newfoundland. My Bonnie with Laura Smith. We've got My Home, Contradiction, and Julia Delaney with fiddle player Ashley McIsaac. Rita McNeil joins them from Cape Breton with Come By the Hills. We've got Natalie McMaster doing Fingal's Cove. We've got Rattlin' Roarin' Willie with the Vera McNeils. Innes Sisters join in on Red is the Rose. And La Bottine Sorrente with Lise Vert. So a number of tunes. Some of them will be familiar, but for Canadians especially, those names are all going to be pretty familiar to you. The Leahys, the Rankins, Ashley McIsaac, Rita McNeil, Great Big Sea. I mean, these are the classic exponents of East Coast music. We meld them with the classic performances of the Chieftains, and boy, we've got a real find here. It's a great album, fun album to have for your parties. I mean, it's the kitchen music, man. It's the kind of thing that parties are made of. Something that you can put on when you have your guests over, if you're just getting together with your family, or maybe just a few friends for St. Patrick's Day. You're not going to go wrong. Never go wrong with the Chieftains, but with the guests they brought in here, It's a whole new tune, a whole new set of songs, a whole new feel. This is back from 1997, released in 98. I didn't even know it existed. It was a great find to grab onto for this year's St. Patrick's Day. So whether you're looking for the Celtic punk feel of Dropkick Murphys or some traditional Eastern music and the Chieftains, we've got Fire in the Kitchen. We've got Dropkick Murphys doing a live stream. It's going to be a great day, St. Patrick's Day, Sunday. Have a great time. We'll see you on Monday. Till then, take care, stay safe, have fun on Sunday. Not too much fun, and we'll see you on Monday. Thanks for stopping by.